Hello and welcome back to another Torchwood Big Finish audio drama review. In today's review, I'm taking a look at the May 2025 instalment from the Big Finish Torchwood main range, In The Boy Who Never Laughed, as written by Joseph Lister, featuring Tyler Steele as portrayed by Johnny Green. Now, I have been quite irregular with my Big Finish reviews as of late, because life just gets on top of you and all of that, but this is a release that I simply had to talk about, because it is an incredibly powerful story indeed, and one of which that I was really looking forward to listening to. So before we get into the story details, I just have to mention that this release contains adult content which will not be suitable for younger listeners, including trigger topics relating to substance abuse, sexual abuse, and drink spiking. Therefore, listener discretion is advised. So The Boy Who Never Laughed, as written by Joseph Lister. I've been really looking forward to this story because it marks an important moment within the range, seeing Tyler Steele venture beyond the continuation series. Often the box set format with connected plot arcs can instantly turn off some buyers, as it is a significant financial commitment to experience the entire series. Sadly, this barrier can prevent people from getting to know this great new iteration of Torchwood with such striking characters. We've seen Colchester make the move to the main range, now Tyler, and I'd love to see Eng and Orr do the same in the future as well. Because as always with the main range, these are self-contained stories, they do not feature plot arcs, meaning anyone can pick them up, regardless of if you've listened to the continuation series or not. The Torchwood main range is a striking, touching foundation to build a poignant, impressive story. The Boy Who Never Laughed is yet another excellent piece of character exploration, which touches on the less glamorous experiences which shape people's lives, the cause and effect things have from childhood as we grow into adults. And seeing this in practice through the life of Tyler Steele is the perfect choice. We've heard him experience quite a lot of difficult things as an adult within the continuation series, and as with a lot of Torchwood employees, it doesn't shy away from his flaws as a person. Tyler is not perfect. But without a doubt, this release is one of the biggest peeks behind the curtain to date. Certainly into the past, we've had a lot of Tyler's troubles within the present, now we get to hear more about his childhood. When the Torchwood main range first started, I know there was a little bit of critique and confusion around the format, only featuring one cast member rather than the whole Torchwood team, but it's releases like this which demonstrate why this is such a powerful storytelling mechanism. This episode is a one-hander, essentially, in more ways than one, having Johnny Green play Tyler talking to another Tyler. I was rather cautious as to how this would work in the audio medium. Would it just descend into a constant, confusing monologue? Would it be tiring, only hearing one voice predominantly? But it really isn't. The storyline that accompanies the interaction carries very intimate, crucial reflections. It's as if Tyler Steele is talking with his inner thoughts, that inner critic who always seems to know the exact thing that would hurt you. Here is basically your worst critic right in front of you, giving you therapy. It sounds like an absolute nightmare. It's painful, it's weird, it's otherworldly, yet I think it's also something that absolutely every one of us can relate to. That internal battle of thought and how we act on that. This is a story without saying too much, which, yes, obviously it has that sci-fi element because there are two Tylers present. How is that possible? But it doesn't matter. This is not a story about sci-fi. Now, from my perspective as a listener, it's nice digging into Tyler's past as someone who is already familiar with the character and his experiences within Torchwood to date. But it also works as an introductory story for Tyler and an emotional context for the continuation series. Hearing glimpses from Tyler's childhood and the crucial character-shaping moments. But it's far more than merely just a nostalgia trip. It shines a light on male mental health, especially the relationship that we have with those closest to us growing up, and the factors and sadly accepted realities of growing up in an underfunded, often abandoned or forgotten about area. Those little local so-called secrets which everyone is fully aware of, and they just let it happen. It's an incredibly powerful piece of writing which Johnny Green embraces with full force, from vulnerability, frustration and anger. And because the person talking to Tyler is himself, in a way unlike his other Torchwood audio dramas, there is a mask, but here there is no act he is playing to. He's not keeping up a pretense. This is himself talking to himself and being himself. There is no one to act to. And I think that this is a first crediting an actor for playing a role that you don't actually hear within the audio drama itself, thanks to Gwion and Scott for stepping in as the other version of Tyler during recording, so Johnny has someone to vocally interact with and hear the lines bounce off. This really matches the pace and energy that allows the interactions to flow so naturally. Tyler's emotions feel more authentic as a result, hearing our version of Tyler that we know of, perhaps more hurt, less in control, playing off a Tyler who has a plan, whilst acting more collected, but still possesses that recklessness, flirtatiousness, and often harshness that Tyler Steele always has. The sound design within this story also deserves a lot of praise. It's very practical and effective. It authentically replicates very real environments that Tyler finds himself within. Things that we often overlook because the imagination perhaps fills in some of the blanks. Sometimes it's background chatter or traffic. Other times it's more precise sounds like the clank of a drink or lighting up a cigarette. My imagination really came alive with the imagery in this story as Tyler recollects his past. The material that you're given as a listener really enhances the listening experience. Even little things like we have flashbacks to Stockport, so you can hear the Manchester trams in the background, the little beeping noise that they do, which is a lovely touch. It's not just generic background noise. Much like Tyler, it feels like you are seeing glimmers of memories, and it's incredibly moving. It's also a story I think the listener really has to engage with to appreciate, shutting your eyes and going on that journey with Tyler, appreciating the dialogue, the recollections, and the implications that they have had, especially on who Tyler is now. The Boy Who Never Laughed is an incredibly powerful character piece touching upon difficult and troubling life experiences in an otherworldly yet very real way. It demonstrates personal imperfections, giving a voice to that inner critic, and the impact of external influences on a person throughout their life. At times, yes, it is bleak, but at other points, there are moments of hope, self-reflection, and confidence. In a way, it's a story about taking that power back, but also embracing the troubles throughout life. I commend this story for its personal take on mental health and the ways in which that it can weigh you down over time. The way the dialogue and the scenes manage to pull off this range with essentially one primary voice actor is a massive achievement, particularly within the audio medium. It did in fact remind me of the incredibly powerful performance of Jodie Comer in Susie Miller's prima facie theatre production, telling a story and demonstrating visually past recollections in such a vivid way. This release is yet another example as to why this range of audios is not only a credit to Torchwood as a series, but a foundation to share impressive, memorable drama which I recommend to anyone immaterial of their knowledge or prior experiences of Torchwood. This is a striking, psychological, character-based drama which just so happens to be in the world of Torchwood. I'm guilty of this myself. Often I can think, oh, it's just Doctor Who, or it's just Torchwood, surely it doesn't have anything important to say because of the overall umbrella that the series is set within. But just because of that, it doesn't mean that you can't tell stories that really can move and hit a chord. It's a story not to be underestimated, and just because it's within a sci-fi medium, in a sci-fi show, it doesn't mean that it can't be incredibly impressive. So it's a story that generally I recommend to everyone. So well done to the production team, well done Johnny Green, and particularly well done to Joseph Lister for creating such a beautiful story that's bleak but also hopeful. So thank you very much for listening to this review. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Do of course stay tuned on The Host Productions for regular reviews and reaction to the latest Big Finish audio drama releases. Have a nice day. I shall see you all next time.